This might be the last place you'd expect to see signs like these promoting brands from America, Europe, South Korea, and other countries. This is Ramallah, the financial capital of the West Bank, where most business deals are done. After the signing of the Oslo Peace Accords in 1993, for the first time, the Palestinians began to take control of their own economic destiny. Foreign money soon began pouring into the West Bank, and the Palestinian economy began to reap the benefits of globalization. Kamal Hassouna, the Minister of National Economy in the Palestinian Authority government, insists that globalization has helped the Palestinian economy.
There is no doubt that the Accords and its consequences were a positive thing. It helps to compete fairly, it helps to produce higher quality products, it helps to produce jobs. At the same time, it helps reduce the price of goods, which benefits the public.
Before the Oslo Accords, Palestinian merchants and manufacturers had supplied Palestinian, Israeli, and Arab markets with a variety of products, like leather, glass, and marble. After the Accords, eager to capitalize on new opportunities, Palestinian merchants traveled abroad looking for new markets and new products to sell back home. One place they'd had quick success with was in China, which offered Palestinian merchants inexpensive goods to sell back home. For all the economic benefits the Oslo Accords brought to the West Bank, some say the Accords also brought some hardship on some people here. Haj Mohammad Hussein's family owned one of Hebron's largest textile factories. At its peak, the factory had 60 employees and operated 24 hours a day, and still barely had enough time to fill its orders. Back then, it produced hundreds of thousands of curtains, blankets, and pillowcases, and made more than $1 million a year. But in 1998, the factory was forced to close. Just like American textile manufacturers, Haj Husseini says he could not compete with cheap Chinese imports, a result of globalization.
For example, a pillowcase would cost us 20 shekels, but it arrives here from China and is sold in the local market for 12 shekels. How am I supposed to compete?
The mayor of the West Bank city of Hebron, Khaled Osaili, says globalization has actually harmed the Palestinian economy.
Now, unfortunately, after the opening of the import from China, many of these factories were closed. Many laborers has to send home. They are unemployed now.
Nowadays, if you visit a street market on the West Bank, you will find Chinese products everywhere. Inexpensive watches, clocks, shoes, phones, toys, and electronics, to list a few. This street seller says that Chinese products offer Palestinian consumers something others can't.
Because of the current tough financial situation, people can't buy expensive things, so they turn to Chinese goods.
But what's good for West Bank consumers isn't necessarily good for West Bank manufacturers. Haj Husseini's old factory is now half empty, but knowing he could not compete with the Chinese, sometimes known on the West Bank as the beast from the East, he decided to work with them.
I turned to importing. I started to import all kinds of products from China.
Haj Husseini echoes a common grievance by Palestinian business owners.
There's no protection for our industry, no protection for the importer, and that's what's led to the economic disaster.
But there may be a sign of hope for Palestinian businesses after all. Imports from China are starting to slow. Some Palestinian consumers are turning back to old habits, buying locally made products even if they are more expensive. For Worldfocus, I am Mohammad al-Kassim, reporting from Ramallah, the West Bank.